Before we begin, a quick and important disclaimer. The information provided in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have seen in this presentation. You know that feeling? It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're sitting at your desk, or maybe you're in your car, or you're trying to get through that last bit of work at home. And it hits you. A wave of exhaustion so heavy it feels like a physical weight. Your eyelids feel like lead. The screen in front of you goes blurry, and all you can think about is crawling into bed. So you reach for the quick fix. Another cup of coffee and energy drink, a sugary snack from the vending machine. You get that temporary jolt, just enough to push through the next hour. But you know deep down it's just a patch. A temporary solution to a much deeper problem. You tell yourself, that's it. Tomorrow I'm starting over. I'm going to eat nothing but salads. I'm going to the gym for 2 hours. I'm going to finally get my act together. But tomorrow comes and you're just as tired. The motivation isn't there. The salad seems depressing, the gym feels intimidating, and the whole idea of a massive life-altering overhaul feels impossible. So you put it off. Until Monday. Until the first of the month. Until next year. What if I told you that this entire cycle, the exhaustion, the guilt, the promises of a total transformation that never happens, is built on a lie? A lie sold to us by an industry that profits from complexity, from extreme solutions, and from our own feelings of failure. The lie is that getting healthy has to be a miserable, all-or-nothing battle, that it requires superhuman willpower, monk-like discipline, and giving up every single thing you enjoy. That is fundamentally, absolutely 100% wrong. The truth is, building a healthier lifestyle isn't about a radical, overnight transformation. It's about integration. It's about making small, almost unnoticeable upgrades to the life you're already living. It's about stacking tiny wins day after day that create massive momentum over time. Forget the go big or go home mentality. We're going to focus on go small and go forever. Over the next 10 parts of this presentation, we are going to dismantle that lie and build step by step a personalized blueprint for a healthier life that you can actually stick with. A life with more energy, more clarity, and more vitality. We're not talking about crash diets, fad workouts, or expensive supplements. We are talking about real lasting change built on a foundation of simple, powerful, and scientifically backed habits that are designed specifically for the realities of modern American life. We're going to solve the problem of starting and stopping. We're going to eliminate the confusion and the overwhelm. By the end of this series, you won't just know what to do. You will have built the actual systems and mindset to do it consistently without burning out. So why does this matter so much? Let's be honest. This isn't just about fitting into a smaller pair of jeans or seeing a certain number on the scale. Those things can be nice, but they're surface level. This is about something far more important. It's about having the energy to play with your kids or your grandkids without feeling winded after 5 minutes. It's about having the mental focus to excel at your job and pursue your passions. It's about reducing your risk of the chronic diseases that affect millions of Americans every single year. It's about waking up in the morning feeling rested and ready for the day, instead of feeling like you've already run a marathon. It's about reclaiming your life. The very first step, the foundation upon which everything else is built, has nothing to do with food or exercise. It's a simple but profound mindset shift. For years, we've been programmed to approach health from a place of deprivation and subtraction. We ask ourselves, what do I have to cut out? What do I have to give up? What do I have to stop doing? This entire framework is negative. It instantly puts you in a defensive, restrictive state of mind. Feels like punishment. And nobody on this planet can stick with a plan that feels like a punishment for long. We are going to flip that script entirely. From this moment forward, I want you to banish the idea of subtraction. Instead, we are going to focus exclusively on one thing: addition. The new question is not, what do I have to take away? The new question is, what one small positive thing can I add to my life today? This is the secret key. It changes the entire emotional dynamic. Addition feels positive, feels like growth. It feels like you're giving yourself a gift, not taking something away. It bypasses that rebellious part of our brain that hates being told what it can't have. Let me give you some concrete examples of how this works. The old mindset says, I have to stop drinking soda. It's an immediate source of stress. You crave it more just because you've forbidden it. The new mindset, the addition mindset, asks, can I add one 12-ounce glass of water to my day? That's it. You can still have the soda. We're not taking it away. We're just adding one glass of water. It's an easy win. It's almost impossible to fail. And you know what happens? Over time, as you consistently add that glass of water, you might find you're a little less thirsty. You might naturally reach for the soda a little less often. The positive habit begins to crowd out the less desirable one without a fight. Here's another one. The old mindset says, I have to stop eating chips and snacking on junk food. Feels like a culinary prison sentence. The addition mindset asks, can I add a handful of baby carrots or an apple alongside my chips? You still get to enjoy your favorite snack. There's no deprivation, but you've just added fiber, vitamins, and nutrients. You're filling up on the good stuff, which might mean you eat slightly fewer chips without even trying. You're adding health, not subtracting pleasure. This applies to everything. The old mindset. I have to force myself to go to the gym for an hour every day. Feels like a chore. The addition mindset. Can I add a 10-minute walk during my lunch break? Everyone has 10 minutes. You put on your headphones, listen to some music or a podcast, and just walk. You're not trying to run a marathon. You're just adding a little movement. You're adding a moment of fresh air and mental clarity to your day. This addition strategy is the cornerstone of everything we're going to build together. Because it's sustainable. It's psychologically kind. It builds confidence with every small win, creating a positive feedback loop that makes you want to do more. Instead of trying to climb a sheer cliff face from day one, we're building a gentle staircase, one step at a time. In the parts to come, we will apply this addition philosophy to the 4 core pillars of a healthy lifestyle. We'll talk about nutrition, but not in terms of calories or macros. We'll talk about how to add delicious, nutrient-dense foods to your plate. We'll cover movement, focusing on how to add activity you genuinely enjoy into your routine, so it never feels like a punishment. We'll dive deep into the science of sleep, the most underrated performance enhancer on the planet, and how to add simple habits to dramatically improve its quality. And finally, we'll tackle stress management, learning how to add powerful techniques to build resilience in a world that constantly tests it. But for now, your only task is to embrace this one single idea. Stop thinking about what you need to give up. Start thinking about what you can add. Your journey to a healthier, more energetic life doesn't begin with a trip to the grocery store to throw out all your favorite foods. It begins right now in your mind. It begins with changing the question. So I ask you as we close out this first part and prepare for the next. What is one small positive thing you can add to your day tomorrow? Doesn't have to be big. In fact, it's better if it isn't. Just one thing. That's where we begin. And that one small thing. It's the most important decision you'll ever make. It sounds like an exaggeration, right? But it's not. Because that one small thing is a vote. It's a vote you cast for the person you want to become. See, we have this idea in America that change has to be this massive revolutionary event. A New Year's resolution where you throw out everything in your pantry, buy $1,000 worth of workout gear, and swear to run a marathon by March. And by January 15th, what happens? The pantry is full again, the workout gear is collecting dust, and the only thing you're running is late for work. This all-or-nothing approach is a trap. It's a recipe for failure designed by a culture that sells you quick fixes and dramatic before and after pictures. The truth is, your brain is hardwired to resist massive sudden change. It sees it as a threat, a shock to the system. It craves familiarity and comfort. So when you try to change everything at once, your own mind starts to sabotage you, whispering that it's too hard, that you're not strong enough, that you should just go back to the way things were. But one small thing, your brain barely even notices it. Adding a 10-minute walk to your lunch break? Swapping one soda for a glass of water? Reading 10 pages of a book before bed? It's not a threat. It's a tiny, manageable adjustment. And here's the magic. That one small thing becomes a seed. It's what author Charles Duhigg calls a keystone habit. It's a habit that, once it takes root, starts to create a chain reaction. The person who starts walking for 10 minutes at lunch suddenly finds they have a little more energy in the afternoon. So they're less likely to reach for that 3 p.m. candy bar. Because they have more energy, they sleep a little better. Because they sleep better, they wake up with a clearer mind. It all starts to connect. You don't just change one habit. You start a positive cascade that ripples through your entire life. It's the compound interest of self-improvement. So, where do we plant that first seed? Well, if our body is a high-performance engine, we have to start with the fuel. We have to talk about nutrition. And I know the second I say that word, half of you probably felt a wave of anxiety. Nutrition in America is a war zone of conflicting information. One guru tells you carbs are the devil. Another tells you fat is the enemy. You're supposed to eat keto, paleo, vegan, intermittent fasting. You're told to buy expensive powders from the Amazon rainforest and magical berries from the Himalayan mountains. It's overwhelming, it's confusing, and it's designed to make you feel like you need to buy their book or their supplement to find the secret. Let's be clear. There is no secret. There is just a whole lot of noise designed to sell you something. So for the next few minutes, we're going to put on some noise-canceling headphones and simplify this. We're going to arm you with a few foundational truths that will cut through 90% of the nonsense out there. First, let's bust the biggest myths that have hijacked the American diet. Myth number 1. Carbs make you fat. This is probably the most pervasive and damaging lie of the last 20 years. Your body needs carbohydrates. They are your brain's primary source of fuel. The issue has never been with carbs themselves. It's with the type and quantity of carbs we consume. A sweet potato is a carbohydrate. A donut is also a carbohydrate. They are not the same thing. One is a complex carb, packed with fiber, vitamins, and slow-release energy. The other is a simple, refined sugar bomb that spikes your blood sugar and leaves you crashing and craving more an hour later. So the goal isn't to eliminate carbs, it's to upgrade them. To choose the ones that came out of the ground, not out of a factory. Myth number 2. Fat makes you fat. This is the ghost of the 1980s and 90s, when the low-fat craze swept the nation. We were told to eat fat-free cookies, fat-free cheese, fat-free everything. And what happened? We got fatter and sicker than ever before. Because when food companies took the fat out, they had to replace it with something to make the food taste good. And that something was sugar. Mountains of it. Your body needs healthy fats. They're essential for hormone production, brain health, and absorbing vitamins. We're talking about the fats in avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil. These don't make you fat. They make you functional. The fats to be wary of are the man-made trans fats found in many processed and fried foods. Again, it's about quality, not elimination. Myth number 3. You need to be perfect. This is the killer of all progress. You decide to eat clean. And you do great for 3 days. Then on Wednesday, there are donuts in the break room at work. You have one. And immediately your brain says, well, you blew it. The whole day is a wash. Might as well have pizza for dinner and start over on Monday. This is a broken mindset. Health is not a video game where you have to hit a perfect run. Think of it like a batting average in baseball. The best hitters in the world only get a hit 3 out of 10 times. They fail 70% of the time and they are legends. You don't need to be perfect. Aim for the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you focus on fueling your body with good stuff. The other 20%, you live your life. You have the slice of birthday cake. You enjoy the pizza with your family. It's that balance that makes it sustainable for a lifetime, not just for a week. So if we're ignoring all the noise, what's the actual rule? What's the guiding principle? So simple it's almost offensive. Are you ready? Eat real food. That's it. Just eat real food. Food that your great-grandmother would recognize. Food that came from a plant or an animal, not from a laboratory. Think of your typical American supermarket. It's a brilliant and terrifying place. The smartest way to navigate it is to shop the perimeter. Think about it. What's on the outside edges of the store? The produce section with fresh fruits and vegetables. The butcher counter with meat and poultry. The seafood section. The dairy and egg aisle. This is where the real food lives. It's mostly single-ingredient stuff. An apple is just an apple. A chicken breast is just a chicken breast. The danger zone is the inner aisles. The aisles of eternal shelf life. This is where the boxes, bags, and cans live. It's the land of processed food. Now, I'm not saying everything in these aisles is bad, but it's where you have to be a detective. The front of the box is marketing. It's covered in beautiful pictures and misleading claims like all natural, heart healthy, or made with whole grains. These phrases are often legally meaningless. The truth is on the back in the ingredients list. And here's a simple rule of thumb. If the ingredients list is a paragraph long and filled with words you can't pronounce, it's probably not real food. If sugar is one of the first 3 ingredients, put it back. And be aware of sugar's secret agent names. High fructose corn syrup, dextrose, sucrose, barley malt. It's all just sugar in a clever disguise. This isn't about being a fanatic. It's about being mindful. It's about shifting the ratio. What if, this week, you just tried to make 70% of your cart come from the perimeter, and only 30% from the middle aisles? That alone would be a revolutionary change for most people. So let's bring this all home. Back to our original question. What is one small positive thing you can add to your day tomorrow? We're not taking anything away. We're not banning donuts. We're not telling you to throw out your favorite cereal. We are just adding one thing. Maybe it's adding one piece of fruit to your day. An apple with your lunch. A banana with your breakfast. That's it. Maybe it's adding one vegetable to your dinner. A handful of spinach in your pasta sauce. Some broccoli on the side. Maybe it's just swapping one of your daily sodas, just one for a glass of water. Pick one. Just one. And do it tomorrow. That's your vote. That's your first keystone habit. Because when you start to intentionally add things that nourish you, something incredible begins to happen. You start to feel better. You have a little more energy. Your brain feels a little sharper. And when you feel better, you naturally start to crave less of the stuff that makes you feel bad. It's not about willpower. It's about a positive feedback loop. You're not forcing yourself to give up the junk food. You're simply losing your taste for it because you know how good feels. You are building a new foundation, not by demolishing the old house in one day, but by laying one single perfect brick. And once that foundation of fuel is a little bit stronger, we can start to build on top of it. We can start to talk about putting that fuel to use. Because the way we think about movement and exercise in this country is just as broken as the way we think about food. We've been sold a story that you have to be in a gym, sweating for an hour, punishing yourself for it to count. And that story is the single biggest reason why most people never even start. Next, we're going to tear that story down and build a new one that actually works for a real human life. Let's start with the truth that might feel like a revolution. The 60-minute high-intensity, go hard or go home workout is a myth. It's a marketing gimmick sold to us by an industry that profits from our feeling of inadequacy. It's the ideal, not the reality. And for the vast majority of Americans juggling work, family, and 1,000 other responsibilities, it's a recipe for failure. Because on the day you only have 20 minutes or 10 or even 5, that story tells you it's pointless. So you do nothing. And nothing done consistently leads to exactly where you don't want to be. So here's the new story. Here's the truth. The single most effective form of exercise is the one you actually do. And the science is incredibly clear on this. Short bursts of movement, scattered throughout your day, can be just as, and in some cases more beneficial than one long, grueling session. This isn't a life hack. It's just biology. Our bodies weren't designed to be sedentary for 8 hours and then thrashed for 1. They were designed for constant, varied motion. Think of it like this. Imagine trying to drink your entire day's worth of water in one 5-minute chug fest in the morning. It's absurd, right? You'd feel sick, your body couldn't absorb it all, and you'd be thirsty again in an hour. We know intuitively that sipping water throughout the day is better. Movement is the exact same thing. Your body craves sips of movement, not a fire hose blast once a day. These sips of movement are what some researchers call exercise snacks. And they are a game changer. A 10-minute brisk walk after lunch can improve your blood sugar control more effectively than a stroll at any other time. Taking the stairs instead of the elevator a few times a day builds functional strength in your legs and core. Doing 10 squats while you wait for your coffee to brew activates your largest muscle groups, sending a wake-up call to your metabolism. Each of these little snacks, these little deposits into your health bank account, they add up. They accumulate. They create a powerful compound interest effect on your well-being. The science shows this isn't just wishful thinking. Studies have demonstrated that accumulating 30 minutes of moderate activity in 10-minute chunks provides the same cardiovascular benefits as doing it all at once. And for many people, it's 100 times more sustainable. It fits into the cracks of a busy life. This brings us to the most important mental shift you need to make. We have to completely demolish and rebuild our definition of exercise. The word itself is loaded, comes with baggage. It conjures images of spandex, intimidating machines, and a feeling of should. So for now, let's throw the word exercise in the trash. Let's replace it with a much better, much more human word: movement. Are you moving your body? That's the only question that matters. Movement is a celebration of what your body can do, not a punishment for what you ate. Movement is playing tag with your kids in the backyard. It's dancing in the kitchen to your favorite song while you cook dinner. It's carrying the groceries in from the car, taking the long way to the mailbox, stretching while you watch TV. It all counts. Every single step, every stretch, every push, every pull. It all sends a signal to your body, to your brain that says, I am alive. I am capable. I am strong. And if we're going to talk about movement, we have to talk about the undisputed, undefeated champion of accessible, effective, and life-changing activity. Walking. Yes, just walking. So simple, so fundamental that we dismiss its power. But that's a massive mistake. Walking is the closest thing we have to a miracle drug. You don't need special equipment. You don't need a membership. You don't need a specific outfit. You just need you and a place to go. A landmark Stanford University study found that walking boosts creative output by an average of 60%. It's not just your body that moves, your mind moves too. Stuck on a problem at work? Go for a walk. Feeling anxious or overwhelmed? Go for a walk. The rhythmic bilateral motion of walking left, right, is deeply calming to the nervous system. It helps process emotions and reduce the stress hormone cortisol. And let's talk about the infamous 10,000 steps. Where did that number even come from? It wasn't a scientific study. It was a marketing campaign for a Japanese pedometer in the 1960s. It's a great goal if it motivates you. But for many, it can feel like another impossible standard. But recent large-scale research from Harvard has shown that the major health benefits really kick in much sooner. The study found that as little as 4,400 steps a day was associated with a significantly lower risk of premature death compared to more sedentary people. And the benefits continued to increase up to about 7,500 steps, where they leveled off. So forget 10,000. Can you aim for 7,000? Can you just aim for 1,000 more than you did yesterday? That's a win. So how do we put this into practice? How do we weave this new story of movement into the fabric of our real, messy, busy lives? We don't rely on motivation, because motivation is a fickle friend who never shows up when you need her. We rely on systems and strategies. First is the 2-minute rule. If a new habit takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Want to be a person who moves more? After you get up from your desk chair, do 2 minutes of stretching. While you wait for the microwave, do 2 minutes of marching in place. It's so small, it's almost impossible to say no. This isn't about the 2 minutes of movement. It's about becoming the kind of person who moves. It's about casting a vote for your new identity. Next, we use habit stacking. You link the new habit you want to build, a movement snack, to a habit you already do without thinking. The formula is, after current habit, I will new habit. For example, after I pour my morning cup of coffee, I will do 20 countertop push-ups. Or, after I hang up my coat when I get home from work, I will immediately change into my walking shoes. You're not trying to find new time in your day. You're piggybacking on the time that already exists. Then there's my personal favorite, temptation bundling. This is where you pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. You only allow yourself to indulge in the want while you're doing the need. Love listening to that true crime podcast? You can only listen to it while you're on a walk. Desperate to watch the next episode of that show you're binging? You can only watch it while you're on a stationary bike or doing bodyweight exercises. It transforms the feeling of the activity from a chore into a treat. You start to look forward to it. These aren't just clever tricks. This is the science of behavior change. You're making movement obvious, attractive, and easy. You're rewiring your brain to see movement not as an obstacle to be overcome, but as an opportunity to be seized. It's about making the right choice the easy choice. And that is the ultimate goal. To stop seeing movement as a debt you have to pay at the gym for the sin of living your life. It is not a transaction. It is an act of self-respect. It's a way to honor the only body you will ever have. It's about feeling more energy in the afternoon, so you can be present with your family. It's about having the strength to carry your own groceries at age 80. It's about having the mental clarity to do your best work. It is about adding life to your years, not just years to your life. When you start to move your body in a way that feels good, in a way that respects your schedule and your abilities, something amazing begins to happen. You start to inhabit your body differently. You become more attuned to its signals. You start to crave things that make it feel even better. And naturally, you start to wonder, what's the best fuel to put inside this incredible machine? But just like with exercise, the world of nutrition is a minefield of myths, half-truths, and outright lies designed to confuse you and make you fail. And the biggest lie of all is about the one food group that nearly every diet guru has told you to fear and avoid at all costs: carbohydrates. That's right. The one thing that every diet from Atkins to keto has trained you to see as the ultimate enemy. Bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, even fruit. These are the supposed villains in your health journey, the saboteurs of your weight loss goals. For decades, you've been told that cutting carbs is the secret, the magic bullet. That if you could just resist the breadbasket, you'd unlock the body of your dreams. And it makes a certain kind of sense, doesn't it? We see sugar, we see white flour, and we think unhealthy. We eat a big bowl of pasta and feel sluggish and bloated. So the conclusion seems obvious: carbs are bad. End of story. But what if I told you that this war on carbohydrates is one of the most damaging and counterproductive myths in modern nutrition? What if I told you that by fearing and avoiding carbs, you are actively sabotaging your own success, depleting your energy, and setting yourself up for a vicious cycle of cravings and failure? To understand this, we need to rewind the clock and ask a very simple question. What actually is a carbohydrate? Forget the diet books for a second. Let's talk basic human biology. Your body is the most sophisticated machine on the planet. And like any machine, it needs fuel to run. It can get fuel from a few places: protein, fat, and carbohydrates. But here's the critical piece of information that the diet gurus conveniently leave out. Your body has a preferred fuel source. A premium, high-octane, super-efficient fuel that it is specifically designed to run on. That fuel is glucose. And where do we get glucose? From carbohydrates. Think of your body like a high-performance car. You can, in theory, run it on lower-grade fuel. It'll chug along. It'll get you from point A to point B. But it won't perform at its peak. The engine will sputter, it'll be sluggish off the line, and over time you'll cause damage. Fat and protein are those lower-grade fuels. They're essential for other things: building and repairing tissues, producing hormones, but for pure, accessible energy, they are second-rate. Carbohydrates are the premium, unleaded gasoline. When you eat a carbohydrate, your body breaks it down into glucose, which enters your bloodstream and is delivered directly to your cells to be used for immediate energy. Powers everything. Your muscles when you walk up the stairs. Your brain when you focus at work. The beating of your own heart. When you drastically cut carbs from your diet, you are forcing your high-performance engine to run on a fuel it doesn't want. You are asking it to go through a much more difficult, inefficient process to convert fat and protein into usable energy. And what's the result? You feel it. That's the keto flu. The brain fog. The exhaustion. The irritability. Your body is literally screaming at you that you've given it the wrong fuel. So why does this myth persist? Because we've been taught to lump all carbs together into one evil category. We see a donut and we see a sweet potato, and our brain, trained by decades of marketing, just thinks, carbs, bad. This is where we change the game. We need to stop thinking in terms of good and bad, and start thinking in terms of fast and slow fuel. Or even better, smart versus empty. Let's start with the carbs that should be the foundation of your diet. These are your smart, slow-burning fuels. Think of them like a dense, slow-burning log in a fireplace. They release their energy steadily over a long period of time. These are the complex carbohydrates. They're called complex because they are made of long chains of sugar molecules that are also packed with something incredibly important: fiber. Fiber is the unsung hero of the nutrition world. It's the thing that slows down digestion, that prevents a rapid spike in your blood sugar. It keeps you feeling full and satisfied for hours. It feeds the good bacteria in your gut, which we now know is critical for everything from your immune system to your mental health. Where do you find these powerhouse carbs? They're in all the foods you might have been told to avoid: oatmeal, brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, beans and lentils, and in every single vegetable. Yes, vegetables are carbohydrates. That giant, beautiful salad you're eating? It's a bowl of high-quality, slow-burning fuel. When you build your meals around these foods, you get sustained energy, you stay full, and you crush your cravings. You're not fighting your body's biology. You're working with it. Next, you have your fast fuels. These are the simple carbohydrates. Think of them like kindling in that fireplace. They burn bright and fast, giving you a quick burst of energy. This is where things like fruit and some dairy products come in. The sugar in an apple, for example, is a simple carb. It gives you energy quickly. But, and this is the important part, it comes packaged with fiber, water, vitamins, and minerals. It's a natural, whole food energy source. This makes it a perfect pre-workout snack or a way to beat that 3 p.m. afternoon slump without reaching for a candy bar. And that brings us to the final category, the one that gives all the others a bad name. These are the refined, processed, empty carbohydrates. This is your white bread, your sugary cereals, your pastries, your soda, your candy. These are carbs that have been stripped of almost all their fiber, their vitamins, and their minerals. All that's left is the pure, fast-burning sugar. When you eat these, you're throwing gasoline on the fire. You get a huge, immediate spike in blood sugar and energy. Feels good for a moment. But what goes up must come down. The spike is followed by a crash, leaving you feeling tired, hungry, and craving more of that same quick-fix energy. This is the blood sugar roller coaster that so many Americans are on every single day. And it's that roller coaster, not the carbs themselves, that leads to weight gain, fatigue, and chronic disease. So the goal isn't to eliminate carbs. The goal is to upgrade them. To shift your choices from the empty, refined sources to the smart, complex, fiber-rich ones. Here is the most practical, simple way to start doing this today. Don't count a single carb. Don't weigh your food. Just use your plate. Look at your plate for lunch and dinner. I want you to visually divide it into sections. Fill half of your plate, a full 50%, with non-starchy vegetables. That's your broccoli, your spinach, your bell peppers, your salad greens. That's your massive base of fiber, nutrients, and slow-burning carbs. Then, fill 1/4 of your plate with a source of lean protein. We'll talk more about this soon, but think chicken, fish, tofu, or beans. Now look at that last quarter of your plate. That remaining 25%. That is your carbohydrate zone. And this is where you put your smart starchy carbs. A scoop of brown rice, a small baked sweet potato, a serving of quinoa or whole wheat pasta. By using this simple plate method, you are perfectly balancing your meal without any complicated math. You're ensuring you get the sustained energy you need from carbohydrates, but in a portion that's controlled and balanced by tons of fiber from the vegetables and satisfying protein. This isn't about restriction. It's about addition and upgrading. It's about adding more vegetables, more fiber, and upgrading your white rice to brown, your sugary cereal to oatmeal. You're not taking away your body's favorite fuel. You're giving it the highest quality version of that fuel, allowing your engine to finally run the way it was always meant to. So if carbs aren't the enemy we thought they were, then surely the real villain must be fat, right? The very word just sounds unhealthy. For decades, we were told that low fat was the key to a healthy heart and a slim waistline. We swapped butter for margarine, bought fat-free cookies, and drank skim milk, believing we were making the healthy choice. But what if that entire war on fat was based on a monumental scientific mistake? A mistake that actually made us sicker and heavier than ever before. To understand how this happened, we need to travel back to the mid-20th century. Heart disease was on the rise in America, a terrifying and mysterious epidemic. People were scared and they wanted answers. A scientist named Ansel Keys stepped into the spotlight with what seemed like a simple, elegant solution. He presented his famous 7 countries study, which showed a correlation. Countries where people ate more saturated fat seemed to have higher rates of heart disease. It was a powerful idea, easy to understand, easy to market. Fat, specifically saturated fat from things like butter, eggs, and red meat, was branded as the public enemy #1. It was the villain in our dietary story. The media latched onto it. Government health organizations built their entire set of recommendations around it. The iconic food pyramid, with its massive base of breads and cereals and a tiny little tip for fats and oils, was born from this very idea. And we, the public, listened. We did what we were told. We dutifully trimmed the fat from our steaks. We switched to egg whites. We filled our fridges with low-fat yogurt and skim milk. We believed we were protecting our hearts, our families, our future. But here's the critical part of the story they didn't tell you. Ansel Keys' study wasn't the whole picture. In fact, it was more like a single, carefully chosen snapshot from a much larger, more complicated family album. He actually had data from 22 countries, not just 7. And when you look at the data from all 22, that neat, clean line connecting fat to heart disease, it disappears. Gets messy. Some countries with high-fat diets had very low rates of heart disease. Some with low-fat diets had high rates. The correlation wasn't nearly as strong as he claimed. At the same time, another scientist, a British researcher named John Yudkin, was pointing his finger at a different suspect. A suspect that was hiding in plain sight, sweetening our coffee, sparkling in our sodas, and baked into nearly every processed food on the shelf. That suspect was sugar. Yudkin presented compelling evidence that sugar, not fat, was the primary driver of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. So you had 2 competing theories: fat versus sugar. And in the battle for public opinion and scientific funding, the war on fat won. It was a decisive victory. Yudkin's work was largely dismissed, ridiculed even. He was pushed to the fringes of the scientific community, his warnings ignored for decades. With fat officially demonized, the food industry had a massive problem and a massive opportunity. The problem? When you take fat out of food, you take out the flavor. You take out the satisfying texture, what food scientists call mouthfeel. A fat-free cookie tastes like cardboard. Low-fat salad dressing is just tangy water. Nobody wants to eat that. So they needed a replacement. They needed something cheap, something that tasted good, and something that would make people want to buy more. They found the perfect substitute: sugar. And its even cheaper, more potent cousin, high-fructose corn syrup. Suddenly, the supermarket aisles were flooded with a new generation of products. Low-fat, fat-free, light. These labels were a golden ticket. We saw them and thought, healthy. But turn that package around and look at the ingredients list. To compensate for the missing fat, food manufacturers had pumped these products full of sugar, refined flour, and other processed carbohydrates. That fat-free fruit yogurt? It often had more sugar than a candy bar. Those healthy whole-grain breakfast cereals we fed our kids? Many were over 50% sugar by weight. The skim milk, the low-fat salad dressings, the baked potato chips, the Snackwell's cookies that became a national phenomenon. They were all part of this grand deception. We thought we were cutting out the bad stuff. But we were unknowingly swapping a natural, satiating nutrient fat for a highly processed, inflammatory, and addictive one, sugar. And what did this do to our bodies? It was a biological catastrophe. You see, your body processes fat and sugar in completely different ways. When you eat healthy fats like those from avocados, nuts, or olive oil, your body gets a slow, steady stream of energy. It keeps you full and satisfied. Your blood sugar stays stable. But when you eat a meal high in refined carbohydrates and sugar, say a bowl of sugary cereal with skim milk and a glass of orange juice, it's like setting off a bomb in your bloodstream. Your blood sugar skyrockets. In response, your pancreas scrambles to release a flood of a hormone called insulin. Insulin's job is to get that sugar out of your blood and into your cells to be used for energy. It's a doorman. It unlocks the cell door and shoves the sugar inside. A little bit of this once in a while is no big deal. Our bodies are designed to handle it. But the modern American low-fat, high-carb diet put this system into overdrive. Breakfast was a sugar spike. The mid-morning low-fat granola bar was another sugar spike. Lunch, with its sandwich on processed bread and a soda, was a massive spike. The afternoon healthy muffin? Another spike. Day after day, year after year, we were carpet bombing our bodies with sugar. And eventually, our cells started to get overwhelmed. It's like a friend who won't stop ringing your doorbell. First you answer. But if they ring it 100 times a day, you eventually stop listening. You ignore the bell. This is exactly what happens in your body. It's called insulin resistance. Your cells stop listening to the signal from insulin. The doorman is knocking, but nobody's opening the door. Now you have a huge problem. The sugar is locked out of your cells, so it stays circulating in your bloodstream, causing damage. And your body, thinking the signal just isn't loud enough, tells the pancreas to pump out even more insulin. This vicious cycle is the root cause of so many of our modern diseases. That excess sugar that can't get into your cells has to go somewhere. So your liver works overtime to convert it into fat. Specifically, a dangerous type of fat called visceral fat, which wraps around your organs and fuels inflammation. This is why you can be skinny fat, thin on the outside, but with dangerous fat accumulation on the inside. This is the pathway to type 2 diabetes, to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, to heart disease, and to the obesity epidemic that exploded in perfect parallel with the rise of the low-fat craze. We were told that fat makes you fat. It was a simple, intuitive lie. The truth is far more complex, but also far more liberating. The relentless consumption of sugar and refined carbohydrates, disguised as healthy low-fat food, is what rewired our metabolism to constantly store fat. We weren't weak-willed or lazy. We were following the official advice, and that advice was tragically, fundamentally wrong. We were set up to fail. So if fat isn't the monster we were told it was, and sugar is the real villain hiding in our healthy foods, what does that mean for everything else on our plate? What about the very foundation of the old food pyramid? What about the bread, the pasta, the rice, and the potatoes that we've been told for decades should make up the bulk of our diet? If we've been wrong about fat, could we be just as wrong about carbohydrates? The short answer is a resounding yes. For half a century, we've been operating on a fundamental misunderstanding of how our bodies use fuel. We've been told to fear the fat and load up on the carbs, and the results are written all over our national health crisis. But here's the critical distinction that changes everything. Saying we've been wrong about carbohydrates is like saying we've been wrong about animals. It's too broad. A tiger is an animal, but so is a golden retriever. You probably don't want to cuddle with one of them. It's the same with carbs. They are not all created equal. There are heroes and there are villains in this story. And for decades, we've been inviting the villains to sit at the head of our dinner table. To understand this, let's imagine two different kinds of fuel for your car. The first fuel is like rocket fuel. You pour it in and your car takes off like a shot, screaming down the road at incredible speed for about 30 seconds. Then the engine sputters, coughs, and dies, leaving you stranded and desperately needing another hit of that rocket fuel just to get going again. The second fuel is a high-tech, slow-release energy source. You pour it in, and the car starts smoothly, delivering consistent, reliable power for hours and hours. It just keeps going steady and strong. The rocket fuel? That's simple, refined carbohydrates. Think white bread, sugary cereals, sodas, pastries, candy, and potato chips. When you eat these, your body gets a massive instantaneous dump of sugar into the bloodstream. It's a quick, cheap thrill. Your pancreas, acting like an emergency firefighter, sees this 5-alarm fire of sugar and frantically pumps out a hormone called insulin to deal with it. Insulin's job is to grab all that sugar out of your blood and shove it into your cells for energy. The problem is, it often overreacts to the massive spike. It works too well, clearing so much sugar that your blood sugar levels plummet, crashing well below where they started. This is the sugar crash. This is that 2 p.m. feeling at the office where you can't keep your eyes open. You feel tired, irritable, foggy, and ravenously hungry again, specifically for more of that quick energy rocket fuel. So you grab another soda or a candy bar from the vending machine, and the whole vicious cycle starts over. It's a roller coaster of energy spikes and crashes, and your body is the theme park. Over time, this constant demand on your pancreas can lead to insulin resistance, which is the doorstep to type 2 diabetes. And because insulin is also a fat storage hormone, when it's constantly elevated, it's telling your body, store fat. Store fat. Don't burn it, store it. Now let's look at the other fuel source, the slow-release energy. These are complex carbohydrates. Think vegetables of all colors, beans, lentils, sweet potatoes, and whole, intact grains like quinoa, steel-cut oats, and brown rice. When you eat these foods, the story is completely different. Why? Because they come packaged with a secret weapon: fiber. Fiber is the carbohydrate your body can't digest, and that's its superpower. It acts like a brake pedal on sugar absorption. Instead of a fire hose of sugar hitting your bloodstream all at once, you get a slow, steady trickle. There's no emergency, no 5-alarm fire. Your pancreas releases a small, sensible amount of insulin. Your blood sugar rises gently and then falls gently, giving you sustained, reliable energy for hours. There's no crazy spike and, more importantly, no dramatic crash. You feel full, you feel satisfied, and your brain has the steady supply of glucose it needs to function at its best. You're not a slave to the next sugar hit. You're in control. These are the golden retrievers of the carbohydrate world. They are your allies. The tragedy of the modern American diet is that we have systematically stripped the fiber and nutrients out of our food in the name of shelf life and hyperpalatability. We take a beautiful, complex grain of wheat, we strip away the bran, which has the fiber, and the germ, which has the nutrients, and we're left with the starchy endosperm. We grind it into a fine white powder, bleach it, and turn it into that fluffy, squishy white bread that can sit on a shelf for weeks. We've taken a complex, slow-release fuel and turned it into rocket fuel. We've done this with rice, turning nutritious brown rice into starchy white rice. We've done it with corn, turning it into high-fructose corn syrup, a supervillain that's now hiding in everything from ketchup and salad dressing to yogurt and pasta sauce. You might be thinking you're doing a good job avoiding the obvious culprits. You don't drink soda, you skip the candy aisle. But the food industry is clever. They hide this rocket fuel in places you'd never expect. That healthy whole wheat bread you buy? Flip it over. The second or third ingredient is often high-fructose corn syrup or sugar. That low-fat yogurt? It's packed with sugar to make up for the lack of flavor from the fat they removed. That granola bar you grab for a healthy snack? It can have more sugar than a donut. We are a nation drowning in refined carbohydrates and sugar, and we don't even know it. So what's the first step to fixing this? It's not about declaring a war on all carbs. It's not about vowing to never eat a potato again. That's unsustainable and unnecessary. It's about making a conscious trade. It's about swapping the villains for the heroes. Instead of a bowl of sugary cereal for breakfast, try a bowl of steel-cut oatmeal with berries and nuts. Instead of a sandwich on white bread for lunch, try a big salad loaded with chicken, vegetables, and a scoop of quinoa. Instead of a side of French fries, try a side of roasted sweet potatoes or steamed broccoli. Instead of reaching for a sugary juice, drink water. These simple swaps, done consistently over time, will get you off the blood sugar roller coaster for good. Your energy levels will stabilize. Your brain fog will lift. The constant, nagging cravings will begin to fade away. You'll feel fuller for longer, which naturally helps you manage your weight. You're not just changing what you eat, you're changing the fundamental signals you send to your hormones. You're telling your body to stop storing fat and start burning it for fuel. By making friends with fiber and embracing the beautiful, vibrant world of real, whole food carbohydrates, you're not depriving yourself. You're upgrading yourself. You're choosing the high-tech, long-lasting fuel source over the cheap, explosive rocket fuel that always leaves you stranded. So we've reevaluated fat and we've sorted out the good carbs from the bad. But what about the third piece of the puzzle? The one macronutrient everyone seems to agree on: protein. It builds muscle, keeps you full. It's the cornerstone of a healthy body. But is it really that simple? Are you getting enough? Or, more importantly, are you getting the right kind of protein? And could the source of your protein be unknowingly holding you back from your goals? Let's get right into it, because this question is one of the biggest points of confusion, and frankly, one of the biggest marketing battlegrounds in the entire food industry. We're talking about the great protein debate: animal versus plant. For decades, the image of health and strength in America has been a chiseled athlete grilling a steak or a bodybuilder chugging a Milky Way protein shake. And there's a reason for that. Animal proteins, like those from meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and dairy, are what we call complete proteins. Think of protein as a long chain, and the individual links in that chain are called amino acids. Your body needs 20 different amino acids to build everything from muscle tissue to hormones to enzymes. 9 of these are called essential amino acids, which is a fancy way of saying your body can't make them on its own. You have to get them from food. Animal proteins are superstars because they contain all 9 of these essential amino acids in roughly the right proportions our bodies need. They hand us the complete set of Lego bricks, ready to build. This is why they are so effective for muscle repair and growth. Your body sees that chicken breast or that Greek yogurt, and it knows exactly what to do. It's efficient. But here's where that picture-perfect image starts to get a little blurry. The source of your protein is attached to a whole package of other things. That big, juicy ribeye steak? It comes with a hefty dose of saturated fat. Those convenient slices of deli ham or crispy strips of bacon for breakfast. They're often loaded with sodium and nitrates, which are linked to a host of health issues when consumed regularly. The conversation isn't just about protein, it's about the protein package. A lean grilled chicken breast is a world away from a deep-fried chicken wing. A piece of wild-caught salmon, rich in heart-healthy omega-3s, is a completely different nutritional story than a processed hot dog. So, while animal protein is incredibly effective, the quality and the source are what separate a health-building choice from a health-hindering one. Opting for leaner cuts, prioritizing fish and poultry, and treating red meat more like a weekend guest than a daily roommate can make a massive difference. Think grass-fed over grain-fed when you can, because what the animal ate directly impacts the nutritional quality of the meat you eat. Now let's turn the camera over to the other contender, the one that's been gaining massive popularity: plant-based protein. For a long time, plant proteins were seen as inferior, the B team of the protein world. Why? Because most plant sources are incomplete, meaning they're low in one or more of those 9 essential amino acids. But here's the secret the wellness world has known for years. This is one of the most overblown problems in nutrition. Your body is incredibly smart. It maintains a pool of amino acids to draw from. As long as you eat a variety of plant-based protein sources throughout the day, your body can pick and choose the amino acids it needs from different foods to create its own complete proteins. It's like getting one box of Legos that has all the red and blue bricks, and another box that has all the yellow and green bricks. At the end of the day, you can still build the exact same castle. The classic example of this is rice and beans. Separately, they're incomplete, but together, they form a complete protein powerhouse that has sustained entire cultures for centuries. The same goes for hummus and pita bread, or peanut butter on whole wheat toast. You don't even need to eat them in the same meal. And let's talk about the protein package for plants. This is where they truly shine. When you get your protein from sources like lentils, chickpeas, black beans, tofu, edamame, or quinoa, what comes along for the ride? Fiber. A massive amount of gut-healthy, digestion-slowing, cholesterol-lowering fiber, the very thing that 95% of Americans are deficient in. You also get a treasure trove of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, with virtually zero saturated fat and no cholesterol. This is why diets rich in plant-based foods are consistently linked with lower rates of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain types of cancer. So, who wins the battle? Animal or plant? The truth is, it's the wrong question. It's not a battle, it's a team. The healthiest approach for most people isn't about rigid, all-or-nothing dogma. It's about diversity. The problem with the standard American diet isn't just that it's high in processed animal protein. It's that it's monotonous. It's the same rotation of foods day in and day out. By intentionally incorporating more plant-based proteins into your week, you're not giving up anything. You are adding an incredible array of nutrients, fibers, and health benefits that you were previously missing out on. Think of it this way. Instead of having ground beef in your spaghetti sauce, try using lentils. They have a similar texture and absorb the flavor beautifully. Instead of loading up a sandwich with processed deli meat, try a hearty chickpea salad sandwich. You might be shocked at how delicious and filling it is. The goal isn't to become a vegan overnight. The goal is to widen your definition of what a protein source is. So, how much do you actually need? The fitness industry has made this incredibly complicated with endless calculators and formulas. Let's simplify it. A great starting point for most people is to aim for a palm-sized portion of a primary protein source with each meal. That could be a piece of chicken, a fillet of fish, a scoop of Greek yogurt, or a cup of cooked lentils. If you want to get a little more specific, a general guideline is about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, or about 0.36 grams per pound. But don't get bogged down in the numbers. If you simply focus on including one of those palm-sized portions in your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you will almost certainly be meeting your body's essential needs. And here's a pro tip. Distributing your protein intake evenly throughout the day is far more effective for muscle maintenance and satiety than saving it all for one giant dinner. It keeps your blood sugar stable, it keeps you feeling full, and it constantly provides your body with the building blocks it needs. So the big takeaway on protein is this: quality and variety trump quantity. Your body needs protein, yes, but it thrives on high-quality, diverse sources. Challenge yourself this week. Try one Meatless Monday. Swap one animal protein for one plant protein. Don't see it as a restriction, see it as an addition, an upgrade to your nutritional portfolio. You're not just building muscle. You're building a more resilient, healthier body from the inside out. We've covered carbs, we've covered protein. Now we need to talk about the most misunderstood, most feared, and most powerful macronutrient of them all. For decades, we were told one of the biggest lies in nutritional history: that eating fat makes you fat. This lie launched a multi-billion-dollar industry of low-fat, high-sugar processed foods that, ironically, made our nation sicker and heavier than ever before. The truth is, your body needs fat. Your brain is made of fat. Your hormones are regulated by fat. But just like with protein, there's a world of difference between the right kind and the wrong kind. In fact, eating the right fats can actually turn your body into a more efficient fat-burning machine. So what are these good fats? Where do you find them? And how can you tell them apart from the bad fats that are secretly hiding in your pantry, sabotaging your health goals without you even realizing it? Let's start by playing detective in your own kitchen. I want you to picture the fats you use every day. The butter you spread on your toast, the oil you use to cook your eggs, the dressing you pour over your salad. For decades, we were told a simple, powerful lie: all fat is the enemy. It's the villain that clogs your arteries and expands your waistline. This led to an entire generation of fat-free products flooding grocery store shelves. Fat-free cookies, fat-free cheese, fat-free everything. And in that time, did we as a nation get healthier? No. In fact, we got the opposite. Because the real story, the one that food marketers don't want you to know, is far more nuanced. It's not a battle of fat versus no fat. It's a battle of good fats versus bad fats. First, let's meet the heroes of this story: the unsaturated fats. Think of these as the A-team for your body. They're split into two groups: monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. Now, don't let the science why names scare you. All you need to remember is that these are the fats that love you back. Monounsaturated fats are your heart's best friend. They're found in things like olive oil, avocados, almonds, and cashews. They help lower the bad cholesterol, the LDL, which is like the gunk that can build up in your body's plumbing. At the same time, they help raise the good cholesterol, HDL, which acts like a cleanup crew, sweeping that gunk away. Then you have the polyunsaturated fats. This is where the famous omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids come in. If your body is a high-performance car, omega-3s are the premium-grade oil that keeps the engine, your brain, running smoothly. They are absolutely essential for brain function, memory, and mood. You find these powerhouses in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, as well as in flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. These fats are literal brain food. They also fight inflammation, which is the root cause of so many chronic issues, from joint pain to heart disease. So when you drizzle that extra virgin olive oil on your salad or slice up an avocado for your toast, you're not just adding flavor. You're deploying a team of microscopic superheroes inside your body to protect your heart, sharpen your mind, and keep you feeling full and satisfied. Good fats send a signal to your brain that says, "Hey, we're full. We've got the fuel we need. You can stop eating now." This is why a handful of almonds is infinitely more satisfying than a bag of fat-free pretzels that leaves you hungry again in 30 minutes. Now, let's talk about the fats that get a bad rap, the ones that are a bit more complicated. These are the saturated fats. For years, they were painted as the ultimate dietary villain, the sole cause of heart disease. But the latest science shows a more complex picture. Saturated fats are not the pure evil we once thought, but they are a character you need to keep an eye on. You find them primarily in animal products, red meat, butter, cheese, full-fat dairy, and also in some tropical oils like coconut and palm oil. In moderation, your body can handle saturated fats just fine. The problem is, the standard American diet is anything but moderate. A giant steak, a cheeseburger loaded with bacon, a bowl of ice cream. It all adds up. When you consistently overdo it, saturated fats can raise your LDL, that bad cholesterol we talked about. So the key here isn't total elimination. It's about proportion. Think of saturated fats as a treat, not a staple. Enjoy a good steak or some real butter every now and then, but don't make them the foundation of your diet. The bulk of your fat intake should come from those unsaturated heroes we just met. And that brings us to the final character in our story, the one true, undisputed arch-nemesis of your health, trans fats. If unsaturated fats are the superheroes and saturated fats are the complicated anti-heroes, trans fats are the straight-up, mustache-twirling supervillain. There is absolutely no redeeming quality to them. Most trans fats are created through an industrial process called hydrogenation, where liquid vegetable oil is blasted with hydrogen to make it solid. This process extends the shelf life of food, which is great for food manufacturers, but catastrophic for your body. Think of them as microscopic plastic. They are a foreign substance that your body has no idea how to process. They not only skyrocket your bad LDL cholesterol, but they also take a wrecking ball to your good HDL cholesterol. It's a devastating 1-2 punch to your cardiovascular system. So where is this villain hiding? Everywhere. In store-bought cookies, cakes, and crackers. In frozen pizzas. In microwave popcorn. In fried foods. In coffee creamers. And here is the most important piece of information I can give you in this entire section. You have to become a label detective. Food companies got smart. They know the words trans fat are poison to consumers. So they found a loophole. According to FDA regulations, if a serving contains less than 0.5 grams of trans fat, the company is allowed to round down and write 0g trans fat right on the front of the box. You see that and think, great, this is safe. But it's a lie. You might eat 2 or 3 servings, and suddenly you've consumed 1.5 grams of this arterial poison without even knowing it. The only way to catch the villain is to ignore the front of the box and go straight to the ingredients list. Scan the list for 2 key phrases, partially hydrogenated oil or hydrogenated oil. If you see either of those phrases, it doesn't matter what the front of the box says. Put it back on the shelf. That product contains trans fat, the man-made monster, and it has no place in your body. This is non-negotiable. This brings us full circle to that fat-free craze. When food companies took the fat out of their products, they had a problem. The food tasted like cardboard. Fat is what gives food flavor, texture, and a satisfying mouthfeel. So what did they do? They replaced the fat with mountains of sugar, high-fructose corn syrup, and a cocktail of artificial chemicals and fillers to make it palatable again. People bought these healthy fat-free products, but the sugar overload sent their insulin on a roller coaster, leading to more cravings, more fat storage, and a host of new health problems. The lesson is clear. Your body needs fat. Just needs the right kind. So let's make this incredibly practical. Let's talk simple swaps you can make today. Instead of spreading butter or margarine on your toast, mash up half an avocado. You're swapping a saturated or trans fat for a heart-healthy monounsaturated fat packed with fiber and nutrients. Instead of dousing your salad in that creamy, store-bought ranch dressing, which is often a chemical soup of bad oils and sugar, make your own simple vinaigrette with extra virgin olive oil, vinegar, and a little salt and pepper. When you cook, swap out those highly processed vegetable oils like soybean or corn oil for more stable, healthier options like olive oil for low-heat sautéing or avocado oil for high-heat cooking. Instead of grabbing a bag of potato chips cooked in hydrogenated oils, grab a handful of raw walnuts or almonds. Each of these small changes is a massive upgrade. You're not depriving yourself. You're upgrading your fuel source. You're choosing the clean-burning, high-performance fuel over the cheap, dirty stuff that clogs up the engine. By understanding this story, the heroes, the villains, and the imposters, you take back control. You're no longer a victim of deceptive marketing. You become an informed consumer. A detective who can walk into any grocery store and confidently separate the foods that will build you up from the ones that will tear you down. You've now cracked the code on carbohydrates, you understand the power of protein, and you know the truth about fats. You have the blueprint for the 3 major building blocks of a healthy diet. But even with the perfect balance of carbs, proteins, and fats, there's one simple, free, and absolutely critical element that most of us are chronically deficient in. It's an ingredient so fundamental that without enough of it, your metabolism slows down, your energy plummets, and your body simply cannot burn fat efficiently. It's the invisible foundation upon which all of your health goals are built, and getting it right could be the single most impactful change you make all year. So what is this magical, free, and criminally underrated superpower? It's sleep. I know. It's not a sexy new supplement or a biohacking gadget. It's the thing we sacrifice first when life gets busy. It's the thing our culture almost seems to mock. We wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor. I'll sleep when I'm dead, we say, while chugging our 3rd extra-large coffee just to make it through a Tuesday morning meeting. We've been sold a lie. The lie is that sleep is for the weak, that it's lost time, a luxury we can't afford in the relentless pursuit of success. But the biological truth, the undeniable science, is that sleep is the single most effective thing you can do to reset your brain and body health each and every day. Think of your brain like a bustling city. During the day, it's Times Square on New Year's Eve. It's working, creating, processing, and generating waste. All of this activity creates metabolic byproducts, basically cellular trash. If that trash isn't collected, it builds up, clogging the streets, slowing down traffic, and eventually causing the whole city to grind to a halt. That's what brain fog is. That's why you can't remember where you put your keys or why you walked into a room. The sanitation crew that cleans up this mess in your brain is called the glymphatic system, and it has a very specific work schedule. It only comes out at night during deep sleep. When you shortchange your sleep, you are literally forcing your brain to operate in a city overflowing with yesterday's garbage. You're not just tired, your cognitive performance is fundamentally impaired. But the damage goes far beyond brain fog. Let's talk about your weight loss goals. You could have the most pristine diet in the world and the most dedicated workout routine, but if you're not sleeping enough, you are fighting a losing battle against your own biology. It all comes down to 2 critical hormones, ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin is the go hormone. It screams, I'm hungry. Leptin is the stop hormone. It calmly says, you're full, you can put the fork down now. When you get a full night of quality sleep, these 2 hormones are in a beautiful balanced dance. But after just 1 night of poor sleep, studies show that your ghrelin levels spike, and your leptin levels plummet. So you wake up, and not only are you physically exhausted, but you're also biologically programmed to be ravenously hungry. Your body is screaming for quick energy. And what does it crave? Not a kale salad. It craves sugar, simple carbs, and fatty foods. That's not a failure of your willpower. It's a predictable hormonal response. You're reaching for the donut because your sleep-deprived brain has hijacked your decision-making, demanding the fastest possible fuel source. At the same time, your leptin is suppressed, so even when you do eat, the signal that you're full is muffled. You eat more, you still don't feel satisfied, and you're left wondering why you have no self-control. It's not you, it's your sleep. Consider the story of a guy we'll call David. David's a classic American professional. He works hard, gets to the office early, leaves late. He tries to hit the gym a few times a week, usually fueled by a pre-workout drink. He gets home, eats a late dinner while answering a few more emails, watches an hour of TV to unwind, and finally crawls into bed around midnight. His alarm goes off at 5:30 a.m. He's getting 5, maybe 5.5 hours of sleep. He feels constantly tired, but he figures that's just the price of being ambitious. He's been trying to lose the same 20 pounds for 3 years. He blames his slowing metabolism, his genetics, his lack of time to cook. He never once blames his sleep schedule. Then, David's company starts a wellness challenge, and one of the metrics is sleep. For the first time, he's forced to focus on it. He decides to take it seriously. He sets a hard cutoff for work emails at 8 p.m. At 9 p.m., he puts his phone on the charger in the kitchen, not next to his bed. Instead of watching TV, he reads a book for 30 minutes. He makes sure his bedroom is dark and cool. He aims to be in bed by 10 p.m. The first few nights are tough. His mind races, but by day 4 something shifts. He starts waking up a few minutes before his alarm, feeling not just awake but refreshed. At work, he finds he can focus for longer stretches. That 3 p.m. slump that used to send him running for a soda and a candy bar? It's gone. And the craziest part? His cravings start to disappear. He's not fighting a constant, nagging hunger. He feels in control. After a month, he's lost 8 pounds without changing a single thing about his diet or exercise. He just paid back his sleep debt. David's story isn't a miracle. It's a case study in cause and effect. So how can you become David? It starts with treating your sleep with the same respect you give to a critical business meeting or a workout. It needs to be scheduled and protected. The single most powerful strategy is consistency. Your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm, thrives on routine. Try to go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day. Yes, even on weekends. Waking up at 6 a.m. on weekdays and noon on Saturday is the sleep equivalent of flying from New York to Los Angeles every single weekend. It creates a brutal case of social jet lag that leaves you feeling groggy and out of sync. Next, you need to create a power down hour. For the last 60 minutes before you get into bed, there should be no screens. No phone, no tablet, no TV, no laptop. The blue light emitted from these devices is a direct signal to your brain that it's daytime, which actively suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. You're essentially telling your brain to step on the gas and the brake at the same time. Instead, use that hour to signal to your body that the day is over. Read a physical book. Do some light stretching. Meditate. Listen to calming music. Take a warm bath or shower, which can help lower your body temperature and trigger sleepiness. Create a ritual that is calming and repeatable. Then turn your bedroom into a sanctuary for sleep, and nothing else. It needs to be a cave, cool, dark, and quiet. The ideal temperature for sleep is surprisingly low, around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius. Invest in a good pair of blackout curtains. It should be so dark you can't see your hand in front of your face. And cover up any little LED lights from chargers or electronics. Finally, manage sound. If you live in a noisy area, a simple white noise machine, a fan, or even a free app on your phone can work wonders by drowning out sudden noises that can pull you out of deep sleep. And of course, we have to talk about caffeine and alcohol. Most of us know not to chug an espresso right before bed, but caffeine has a much longer life in your system than you think. The half-life is about 5 to 6 hours. That means if you have a cup of coffee at 3 p.m., half of that caffeine is still circulating in your bloodstream at 8 or 9 p.m., actively blocking the sleep-inducing chemicals in your brain. A good rule of thumb is to have your last caffeinated beverage no later than 2 p.m. And alcohol? It's the great deceiver. It might make you feel drowsy and help you fall asleep faster, but it wreaks havoc on your sleep quality later in the night. It suppresses REM sleep, which is crucial for emotional regulation and memory, and it often causes you to wake up in the middle of the night as your body finishes metabolizing it. This isn't about achieving perfection overnight. It's about making small incremental shifts. Start with one thing. For the next week, just commit to a power down hour. No screens for 60 minutes before bed. That's it. See how you feel. Notice the changes in your energy, your mood, your focus. Because once you experience the profound difference between just getting by and being truly rested, you'll never look at your pillow the same way again. You'll stop seeing sleep as a necessary evil and start seeing it for what it is. The foundation of your physical health, your mental clarity, and your emotional well-being. But even with the perfect diet, workout plan, and sleep schedule, there's one silent saboteur that can bring the entire system crashing down. It's not something you can eat, lift, or schedule. It's the invisible force that dictates your choices, shapes your habits, and determines whether you succeed or fail long-term. and it lives right between your ears. We're talking about your mindset, your psychology, the internal narrative you tell yourself every single day. Because you can have the perfect diet plan, the most advanced workout routine, and a flawless sleep schedule. But if your mind isn't on board, you are piloting a billion-dollar spaceship with a faulty navigation system. It's only a matter of time before you crash. For most of us, especially here in the US, our default mental operating system is built on a single destructive principle: all or nothing. We are masters of the extreme. We go from eating nothing but kale salads and grilled chicken to ordering a family-sized pizza for one, with no middle ground. We crush it at the gym 5 days in a row, then miss one day, feel like a failure, and don't go back for a month. It's the New Year's resolution effect in a nutshell. We buy the gym membership, the new shoes, the protein powder, and we go all in. We are 100% perfect for about 12 days. Then life happens. You have a stressful day at work, you get stuck in traffic, you're exhausted. You skip one workout. And that's it. The spell is broken. The internal voice kicks in. See? You failed. You can't do this. Might as well just give up until next year. This all-or-nothing mindset is the single greatest enemy of long-term health. Because health is not a sprint. It's not a 30-day challenge or a 12-week transformation. It's a marathon, and you can't sprint a marathon. Trying to be perfect is the fastest way to burn out and quit. So what's the antidote? It's a simple but revolutionary idea. Embrace the power of good enough. Aim for a B- effort consistently. I'm serious. An A+ effort that lasts for 2 weeks before you crash and burn is a total failure. But a B- effort? Showing up and doing something, even if it's not perfect day after day, week after week? That is how you win. A B- workout is infinitely better than the A+ workout you skipped, because you didn't have time or energy to be perfect. A B- meal, one that's pretty healthy but maybe has a little too much dressing or a side of regular potatoes instead of sweet potatoes, is infinitely better than the screw-it meal you order because your perfect meal plan felt too overwhelming. Consistency will always beat intensity. A 20-minute walk every single day is better than a punishing 2-hour gym session once a week. Eating a reasonably healthy dinner 6 nights a week is better than a week of perfect eating followed by a weekend-long binge. Stop chasing perfection. It's a mirage. Start chasing consistency. That's where the real results are. But even that isn't the deepest level. The real fundamental shift, the one that makes all of this feel effortless, is a change in your identity. Right now, you might see yourself as an unhealthy person who is trying to be healthy. You are doing a diet. You are forcing yourself to exercise. This creates a constant internal battle, because you're acting in a way that's in conflict with your perceived identity. It's exhausting. The goal is not to do healthy things. The goal is to become a healthy person. It's a subtle but profound shift in your self-talk. Instead of saying, I have to go to the gym, you start saying, I'm the kind of person who stays active. Instead of, I can't eat that, I'm on a diet, you say, I'm a healthy eater and I choose foods that nourish my body. You're no longer following a set of external rules. You're simply acting in alignment with who you are. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. When you choose the stairs over the elevator, you cast a vote for being an active person. When you drink water instead of soda, you cast a vote for being a healthy person. When you go to bed on time instead of scrolling on your phone, you cast a vote for being a person who values rest. The individual votes might seem small, but over time they accumulate. The evidence builds up, and eventually you don't have to try anymore. Just who you are. Your identity has shifted. Your habits are no longer a chore. They are an expression of your identity. This is the end game. This is how you make it last a lifetime. Now, even with this new identity, you will have bad days. You will slip up. You're human. The old all-or-nothing mindset sees a slip-up as a total failure. You eat a donut at the office and suddenly the whole day is a write-off. Well, I already ruined my diet. Might as well get a burger for lunch and pizza for dinner. I'll start again tomorrow. Or more likely next Monday. The new mindset has a different rule. It's the never miss twice rule. This is your safety net. Did you miss a workout today? Fine. It happens. But you do not miss tomorrow. Under any circumstances. You might not do your A+ workout, but you will do something. You'll go for a walk. You'll do 10 minutes of stretching. You will not let one missed day turn into 2. Did you eat a terrible, unhealthy lunch? Fine. It happens. But your very next meal is a healthy one. You don't let one bad meal bleed into the next. One mistake is an accident. 2 mistakes is the beginning of a new negative habit. The most successful people aren't the ones who never mess up. They are the ones who get back on track the fastest. They don't wallow in guilt. They don't punish themselves. They acknowledge the slip, they learn from it, and they immediately take the next right action. They forgive themselves instantly and move on. This self-compassion isn't a weakness. It's a superpower. It's what prevents a small dietary pothole from turning into a 5-car pileup. Because in the end, this entire journey, everything we've talked about across these 10 parts, from the food on your plate to the hours you sleep to the thoughts in your head, is not about a quick fix. It's about playing the long game. We live in a culture of instant gratification. We want 6-pack abs in 6 weeks. We want to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. But that's like trying to build a cathedral in a month. It's impossible, and the attempt will just leave you with a pile of rubble. What we're doing here is different. We are building a cathedral of health. We are laying a foundation brick by brick, habit by habit. Some days you'll lay 100 bricks. Some days you'll only lay 1. And some days a brick will fall, and you'll have to pick it up and put it back in place. But you just keep building. You're not building a body for this summer. You're building a body that will carry you with strength and energy for the next 10, 20, 50 years. You're building a life where you can get on the floor and play with your kids without your knees screaming. A life where you can hike a mountain on your 70th birthday. A life where your health empowers you to do what you love, instead of limiting you. This is your life, and you are the architect. The information is not the problem anymore. You know what to do. You know you need to move your body, eat real food, prioritize sleep, manage stress, and cultivate a resilient mindset. The question is no longer what. The question is, will you? Will you stop waiting for the perfect moment and start now with one small imperfect step? Will you trade the illusion of short-term perfection for the profound power of long-term consistency? Will you stop seeing this as a punishment and start seeing it as the ultimate act of self-respect? The journey you've started by watching this series isn't over. It's just beginning. Everything you need to succeed is already inside you. The power is yours. Now go build your cathedral.